manage pastures for optimum
Goat health.
goat health? How do you? That is where we're going to start from. We've talked about pastures. We have we have a good climate here. We have fertile soils that support growth of pastures. Actually, in the rainy seasons, you people move outward in the country and you find a lot of green. You find a lot of pastures. You find a lot of shrubs. Actually, many of you just cut it away because it is too much, not knowing that you're cutting well. How do you manage pastures? Whenever I move around different places and I see people cutting away shrubs, cutting away grasses, I see them wasting a lot of money. Instead, you can manage these pastures, cut them, make hay out of them. Hay is, like we've said, is grass that has been put into shade to wilt for a day or two. Once it is wilted, you get it, pile it up in what we call bales, tie them up and put them under shade, under a place that has good conditions, not wet, not dry. Not heat conditions or very dry conditions. Do not expose that hay to extreme conditions, putting it under sun, putting it into a cold place. It will get molds. If you put it under sun, it will lose a lot of nutrients because direct sunlight will cause a depletion of these nutrients. That is one. If you cannot manage doing that, think of doing silage, making silage, because all these pastures at a certain time, these animals are going to need them. And these animals, if they don't get them, you're not going to have them put on a lot. You're not going to have them eat anything to put on weight. You understand? So if you have a chance and you can have the pastures, utilize them, store them, make them useful for a time when they cannot be found or when they are scarce. Second is silage. That is the grass that you see people chopping. For example, many use small machines. Many use manual machines. Cut that grass into small pieces. Others use silos. Others use bags. Others dig pits. Others put it over the ground, above the ground, and compact it there. Put in some additives or some supplements, like for example maize bran, molasses, iron ore. Compact it, cover it up, and in so doing it will stay for quite some time. Can stay for 8 years, 7 years before you use it. But you have a lot of feed for your animals. That is two. We've talked about those that make pellets out of them. There are some small machines that people have bought. You get the grasses, you get other supplements, maize bran, wheat bran, some protein supplements like soya. Get those pastures, crush them with the machine, grind them with that machine, and produce pellets out of them. These pellets, once you store them, you can even store them for some time before you utilize them for animal feeding. Those are the three ways. The other way is feeding the pastures in their raw form. Get the pastures, carry them, give them to the animals. That is what many do. Many do not know that you can actually preserve the pastures and make useful business out of them. Visit our brothers in the US. Visit our brothers in Kenya. Visit our brothers in South Africa. They are doing this business. And it is getting a lot of money for them. So those are some of the ways you can ensure pasture is managed optimally for good health of the animals.
How do you ensure the health and well-being of goats?
Like we've said, health entails these animals feeding very well, sleeping very well, and ensuring they do not have any parasites feeding up on them. Any of those three factors will cause issues with the animals. Right now, currently, though many people don't notice, the biggest menace to animal farming is what we call helminthiasis. A lot of parasites, internal and external. Those are the biggest menace to this kind of a business. We have worms that affect the inside of the animals. We have we have parasites that affect the outside of the animals. Many of these parasites actually infect these animals with diseases. For example, we have ticks. Ticks are divided into so many classes, so many types of ticks. These ticks transmit so many diseases to animals. Many do not know that you can have 1,000 ticks on one animal when they are feeding only on the animal without causing disease. And you can have one tick on an animal and it will transmit vectors that cause the diseases. You understand? Will transmit organisms that cause diseases to animals. So you have to ensure goats are always sprayed with the right acaricide. Used in a good way, they have to be dewormed. Using the right dewormer in a good way. You see, many people have been messed up in this way. Farmer A will have animals exhibiting signs of parasites, worms, and what. They will call a professional. The professional will assess their environment, will assess their animals, find out the types of parasites that the animals have, and will recommend a dewormer to farmer A to use that dewormer, basing on what is present in that environment. Farmer B in a different location will call or will seek for help from farmer A about the same. Farmer A will advise them, I'm using this dewormer, and farmer B will adopt that dewormer, not knowing why the vet or the animal health worker prescribed that dewormer for farmer A's animals. Now farmer B will also adopt it when they have different types of worms, different types of microorganisms in their environment. That is one of the things that are haunting. Farmer C, farmer D, farmer F, farmer what, they go to the animal drug shops, and they will buy dewormers from the animal drug shops, and they will go use them directly without seeking advice from a proper animal health worker. That is also not right. You have to deworm them, you have to spray them, you have to treat them basing on information that has been given to you by a professional. In that way, you can manage their health properly. Other thing is vaccination. We have diseases that are incurable. Once they affect the animal, if the animal can't fight against the disease, you'll count losses. But you can prefer to vaccinate the animal and save it from these diseases. We have diseases like PPR, we have diseases like CCPP, we have diseases like Clostridios, we have goat pox, we have foot and mouth disease, we have lumpy skin in cattle. All those diseases, if they find you without enough knowledge about these things, they will haunt your business. I would like to say that this is information that is most important to the vet. This is information that is not important to the farmer.
Why?
Because a farmer, their number one job is to look after the animals. Looking after the animals, they are professionals that have the necessary information about the ticks, their life cycles, what damage they cause to the animals, what type of a relationship these ticks will have with the animals. So all this is a lot of information that cannot be taken in by a farmer. Okay, I would say it's not work of a farmer. This is work of a veterinarian or your animal health worker. We have so many ticks. We have Ixoid ticks, we have the ambyloma, we have so many of them. But a farmer just needs to identify that these are ticks. Anything to do with them, control, management, usage, I think that would be work of your vet or your veterinary service provider.